That was a much better fade. Much better fade. There's nothing better than Christopher Lloyd yelling at people to get their hands off of his penis. Man, I love that guy. He goes so hard sometimes. Whenever he goes crazy, it's just wonderful. Today we have a wonderful comic with us. One of the many multitude of comics trying to cope with the world being shut down and their output being severely limited by some shit you can't even see. Why don't you please introduce yourself to our guests and throw the brief little synopsis out there of what you got going on?
Alrighty. Well, my name's Elizabeth Lopez. New York, Jersey comic. Been doing it for about 4 years. Just telling pussy jokes wherever I can, you know? Yeah, I should have waited for you to take that sip of water.
Thirsty guys, man. And that's what those pussy jokes sell, man. There's plenty of people who are like, yeah, she said the word. Well,
you got me.
Good times. So, are you Northern Jersey? Where you at?
Yeah, Northern Jersey.
Northern Jersey. Awesome.
Yep,
awesome.
Born and raised.
We've had a little string of Jersey folks in here over the past couple of episodes.
Nice.
Yeah, man, I love people from Jersey. So far, we've talked a lot of shit about Philly, which is always a good time. Talked about the food and sandwich life and whatnot that goes on over there. Avoiding Camden, for the Southern Jersey folks. It's been wonderful, man. I got to admit, I love especially comics from that part of the country because you guys are wonderful folks, man. I'm sure they exist, but I haven't met somebody from Jersey who's not at least a little funny.
Yeah, that's true.
So are you doing a lot of these Zoom shows and whatnot?
Pretty much Zoom shows or podcasts or little radio shows and stuff like that. Just whatever I can.
I know you guys are kind of opening up a little bit out there, aren't you? I know I've seen a couple shows being like live shows advertised out in Jersey, some like backyard events and
yeah, there's been a lot of backyard of just random, like any space outdoors is going to become a comedy show. That's what people are doing. But I heard that New York's having a problem with it now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like they're starting to ban those shows. So I don't know how that's going to work out.
Man, that's unfortunate.
Can't you just call it a protest?
Yeah, I don't know. It's phase 4. We're supposed to be happy about it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
We're locking back down here, so.
Yeah.
We're going backwards.
It's fun times, because I've been doing shows. I got a show, coming up from the time of this recording, and it's the city of Columbus that we are most local to. They're working on passing an ordinance where they shut down the bars and everything at 11 o'clock. It's like, well, great.
Oh, I see.
Great. That's the first step. That is the first step. And I kind of do understand that principle just because here with our directives, if you're sitting at a bar, you don't have to wear a mask. But man, that's a shame for New York because they tried to go like complete outdoors. I was listening to Ari Shaffir's podcast and he was talking about how like everybody's out in the streets chilling and drinking. All the restaurants have basically like moved all of their seating out into the street. You can't drive pretty much. I mean, that sounded like so much fun, and it's sad to hear that that's not even working.
I think it's just the comedy shows though. Like you can still eat without your mask on. You can still walk around with a drink. I think. I mean, I do it.
Why do they hate the people who are laughing, man? We need laughter right now. It's important. Like everybody's either pissed off or depressed, and just
stressed. Or generally stressed. I think that's the
stress and depressed. That's the T-shirt.
Stress what?
Stressed and depressed.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
stress, depressed, and protest.
So, with the years of experience that you have, how do you enjoy the Zoom shows? I mean, is that something that you're finding beneficial for you? Or are you just using it as a placeholder? I mean, how's that? How are you looking at it?
I'm just doing it just to do it, just to have like some skin in the game, But I hate them. They're not the same.
Thanks. Most people are like, it's great and I like it and it's fun, and I'm like, it's useful for one thing. That's it. And beyond that, it's just corny.
I'm questioning that even, man.
I'm telling you, man, it helps with writing. That's about it. Just because you're saying the words to
He's
other
trying to
people.
convince me to go out and
Yeah.
do all these things.
No, I just want him to do like actual mics, because I mean, for the time period, we actually have those right now. I mean, we've opened up enough where there are people who are holding responsible mics and people who are holding irresponsible mics, and various other shows and whatnot here in Ohio.
Listen, man, I gotta dip my toes into it.
I'm just waiting for those comics to get COVID. Then I'll go out.
The first wave.
Exactly. I'll be part of the second wave.
You guys are all sick and intubated.
I mean, I've been smart and kept my dang mask on. I don't like it, but I figured, I do the neck sleeve thing.
Oh yeah.
So it's a lot more comfortable, and it's not, it's just not. You don't have like some shit strapped right here, feeling like Bane and shit. But a lot of people aren't, and that's fine. That's fine. I would wear.
I realize how much guys struggle with the mask. Like you need that like weird sleeve, that turtleneck sleeve thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I didn't realize guys have like big faces.
Well, it's
I don't know.
My wife can't even fit it around her head. It's like she's got to tie it with a hair tie in the back.
Yeah.
It's so tiny.
Well, my problem is so I can't. I'm not like the hot breath thing really bothers the living shit out of me. I can't even have like covers over my head or anything whenever I'm sleeping. So like just that heat and the moisture, and I had to shave the facial hair all off because it was like you can't have a goatee and have it like pressed all up on your face, otherwise it's infected hairs, and it's not good. It's bad. So I kind of understand, but dudes just need to get the sleeves, man. It's so much easier. You can grow the facial hair. You don't have the crap. It's easy to
look bad.
No, it really doesn't. And my wife, for some reason, got me one that's got like a skull on it. So as pale as I am, it looks like what was that movie, that horror movie where the bottom jaw was ripped out and her tongue was just hanging out? I kind of feel like I look like that. It was one of those grudge movies or something, I think.
The Grudge?
Something like that,
Yeah.
Fun times, it's
But
fun
I feel like
times.
I've had the opposite problem with facial hair. Like I can grow mine out now because no one's looking.
Oh yeah, right.
Well, I mean, it's convenient, and
you don't have that same thing.
You don't have to brush your teeth anymore. Like
no, you have to brush your teeth and floss because it stings. I didn't realize how bad my breath was until COVID.
100%. 100% exactly what I deal with. I'm like, oh, I'm third cup of coffee in, and I gotta go somewhere, and I'm like, this is what I've been doing to people.
I get flashbacks to like my 5th grade science teacher. Like someone left the mint on her desk because she had that coffee breath to deal with us.
I had a boss that way. I used to have clients come up to me and tell me, "You gotta tell them to put some gum in or something." It's terrible.
I've had that a couple times. It's it's good times, man. At least people love you enough and are honest enough to be like, "Yo, man, here, just this is for you.
This is for you, my friend.
This is for you, please.
Quit smoking and drinking coffee all day."
I know. Yeah, that's true. If they didn't love you enough, they'd let you
just stink.
Just stink. Yeah.
I mean, your best friend is the one who's like, "Dude, your sweat smells like vodka."
Exactly.
You may want to dial it back.
Yeah. Or just switch to something else for now.
Yeah. Whiskey's better for you, no carbs.
Yeah, whiskey or just, I don't know, something. I've been smoking a lot more weed these days.
Yeah.
It's just there's nothing else to do. It's like, why not?
And when you don't have anywhere to go, I mean, what the fuck's the point? You may as well. I mean, when we were actually locked down, I realized like a week or two before, I went back to work. I was like, I need to quit drinking for a little bit. This whole trapped in the house thing with like, the only place I can go is basically the grocery store with a large liquor store in it. It's like,
you ever put that together, that the time that we live in, we're locked down, but all the weed is essential? I don't know if it is where you are, but
essential? Well, it's not legal here. They lied.
It's legal here and medical, and it's essential.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was
So-
great. So I mean, I'd go get liquor, I'd get food, and I'd get weed. And me and all the weed people were just giggling about it. Like, can you believe like 3 years ago that this shit would be fucking here? You know, we're
Mhm.
like,
Yeah.
everybody's locked down, but the
And then they're
fucking
telling everybody to
potheads.
stay at home. Yeah.
Stay at home, but you weed people, go get your weed so you can stay at home
And
and
then stay
not
at
lose
home.
your shit.
Can you withdraw from weed?
I
Is
mean,
that why it's
I'm
essential? I don't know.
well, I mean,
I don't know.
the diseases it's medically made like prescribed for here. You know, stuff like Alzheimer's, epilepsy. I
Mhm.
think is one of them. I mean, there's like a list. You know, and those people still have to be able to get their medicine, right? And that's what it's considered here.
Oh,
So,
true.
you know what I
I think
mean?
it just
So,
depends on the weed.
Although I don't know how weed could help Alzheimer's because it only makes my memory worse.
well, I
Hmm.
mean, you know, if you forget that you forget stuff, I guess you'd feel better about yourself.
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess just like I don't know, feeling high and enjoying the moment, like that you're
Mhm.
stuck in your head.
Who
Yeah,
knows?
I mean, I feel
Yeah.
like it's a forced Alzheimer's for sure.
But hey, you know, apparently there's like VR goggles that you can wear now that have like this weird red light and all this shit that repair neural pathways in your brain. So maybe you can just get baked
In
and
your eyes, at least.
yeah, yeah. But it's you know,
I
it's
don't know if
that,
it
that
makes
sounds
it
fun.
Alzheimer's.
It could. You never know, man. We're weird creatures. Maybe you should get like Regenikine shot into their brains. I wonder if anybody's been willing to try that. Maybe I'll put it in my will because I'm probably gonna get Alzheimer's.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Your living will?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, good. Good. Making that clear.
yeah.
So we have a record of it.
Yeah, you know, I don't mind if they just like put random shit in my head. That might help other people. What am I gonna know? I'm gonna be, you know, so far gone with dementia or Alzheimer's. You know, I can barely talk now. It's fun.
You forgot the word.
What a better time to
I've,
start a podcast.
well, I mean, it started with names. You know, I mean, I noticed I can't remember fucking shit
Yeah.
now, so it's like I can't blame it all on the weed. So
Sure you can.
It's just easy to though.
yeah, I think it's low hanging fruit. You know, kind of
Yeah.
like poop jokes. Poop jokes are pretty
Mhm.
low hanging fruit. But
That
you
doesn't
know,
mean they're not fun.
no,
Yeah. It's
they
still
are
good
fun.
fruit.
It's still
Mhm.
good fruit. It's still great
You
fruit.
gotta eat, man.
Yeah, man.
Exactly.
So, are you a full time comic? Do you do anything else for a living? Do you actually get to?
No. Well, I mean, before all of this, I was working in reality TV, but I've
Nice.
been furloughed. Yeah. So I've just been
Sitting
Like
around.
production or
knitting. I don't know.
like
Yeah,
like-
production.
Nice.
Mostly development though.
oh, cool. That's fucking
Yeah.
awesome.
But
I'm
I
in
worked production a little bit
right now
before.
on some stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
but I'm
James
like a
is
one man band kind of thing.
He's our film guy. He's our film guy.
Oh.
It just means I have a collection of laser discs,
Basically.
bad memories, and student loan debt.
Lots of student loan debt. Yeah.
Who doesn't though?
Yeah, that's true.
Me?
Like you have an
It's
HPV. If you don't have
it's
it by now,
such a
you're
trap
not cool.
though. It's such a trap. Like,
Mhm.
what did I want to do when I was 18? I wanted to be an actress. Like,
Yeah,
really?
me too.
Yeah.
And now there's the
Yeah.
I saw secondary or college education as bullshit anyway, and just decided I would do drugs and
Well, look
enjoy
at you,
life.
Smarty.
You know,
Mhm.
hey man, I was thinking ahead, and now in retrospect, everybody's like, "Fuck, why did I do that?" Oh yeah, I get this fat paycheck that I don't have.
Yeah.
I
But
don't
I mean, now
regret it.
everyone's sitting around. So,
Yeah, we're all the same now. It's
yeah.
At least
level
I
playing
have a
field.
collection of laser discs.
Mhm.
True. I have
Those
I have a collection of stories that could have landed me in jail over 7 years ago. So
Okay.
that's fun, I guess.
Yeah.
You know,
Plugging your book again.
statutes of limitations are wonderful things.
That's the title.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the title of the book. That sounds good. Statute of limitations are wonderful things. You know, I've never done anything that like has no statute of limitations.
7+ years ago in the life of Matt.
Yeah.
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 I think that fits on a book cover or like the
Mhm.
spine, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
That
good.
would work. I can dig that, man. See, I come up with great stuff here on the podcast, and then never listen to it again because I hate the sound of my voice. So, and like I just realized before we recorded this episode, while I was doing some other stuff, I'm like, man, there's so much material in there. I have to go back and listen to this shit.
Yeah, no
Mhm.
shit. That's the whole
So
reason
now
I'm
I've
doing
got
this
like
show.
30 episodes of stuff that I've never listened to, and I'm just like, this is gonna really be painful. Thank God for whiskey. This is great.
I get a system. Every time I make Matt laugh, I go back and listen to what the fuck I just said. Usually it's terrible.
Well, it's not
But,
like you're ever gonna
it's
get
a
on
while.
it's not like you're gonna get on a stage and tell anybody anyway. So, there's
Yeah,
that.
the world's a stage, my friend.
Uh-huh.
I'm telling everyone right now.
Excuses.
They're just not fucking listening.
This is a running gag. I'm seriously trying to get this guy out on a fucking stage somewhere because he's not, ridiculously not funny. There's, some humor in the guy somewhere.
Hey,
but,
it's a whole system. It's a whole process. It's got to feel right.
Yeah, whatever.
I got to fail up.
Oh, there's plenty. You'll do plenty of that.
Mm-hmm.
So, are you still writing a lot, Elizabeth? Or are you just kind of
Still writing.
there?
Yeah.
Still writing?
Not a ton, but I'm still writing. I'm just like kind of taking this as like a break.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because working full time, I've got a 7-year-old kid.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah, and then like, doing my extra shows in the evenings, it was like I was burning the candles at both ends, so.
What are they going to do with school this year for you guys?
Dude, they don't even know yet. They don't know. They're thinking maybe a hybrid type of thing where you're there a few days and then online for the rest of the week.
How far behind was your kid last school year? Like they fell behind, right?
Far behind? I mean, she was in first grade. It doesn't really count
Yeah.
anyway.
We have 4, but we have a second grader. And
Yeah.
it was like, oh, we just erased the last 3 months. Fuck.
Yeah.
Because we're both like, we both work from here. We can't like just stop everything and make sure like everybody's logged in all day. Huge pain in the ass. Huge
It
pain in the
is. It is. But yeah, that was a good thing. I was able to do all the homework with her while my husband worked. Excuse me. And so I just did that. And it was not easy. My kid does not like to do homework.
No. And they definitely do not like to do shit for their mom.
Oh, yeah. There's that too.
Every kid treats their mom like garbage.
Yes.
That's fucking fun.
Yes.
I was.
These are all true things.
Since I was stuck at home and my wife was an essential worker, I got stuck with all the schooling stuff, which was a lot of. I enjoyed the shit out of it because I didn't even graduate high school. That's fun.
Kids don't talk shit to their dad like
right?
they do their mom.
Hey, my kid was student of the month at the end of the school year, so the pandemic had some good shit come out of it.
There you go.
But better. His grades went up with me. What the fuck were his teachers doing the whole time? I'm curious. It's like, damn. Now I feel bad for teachers. They want my daughter to their initial thing for my first grade daughter was every day, and I'm like, you're out of your fucking mind.
Right.
No, there's no way. I'm more willing to do a hybrid, but I'm not even if they're gonna have that much exposure of some kids are going every single day. She's gonna stay home. I work at night, so that's a little bit easier for me. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
Yeah, I don't know. I can't imagine a kid wearing a mask all day at school. That just sounds like, I don't know, recipe for disaster.
I don't know, man. I mean, my kids wear fucking sweatshirts all goddamn day with the fucking hoodies up. It's ridiculous.
Like the older kids, I could see it working out.
And they're like wearing these fucking things.
So yeah, but the younger kids are going to struggle.
Yeah, it's going to be, and the younger they get, the worse it would be. I mean, my sister has to send her kid to school full time because of her schedule. She works in a hospital,
Right.
And like this dude is not going to keep a mask on. There is absolutely no way. And Ohio has this rule for the kids now where like under 10, you don't have to have a mask on in public. And it's like you're putting these kids in school, and the lower the grade gets, the more disease transmission there is because they don't know not to like sneeze all over their hand and then lick it off and then rub it all over their friend's face. Like they don't understand what that does. the older you get, the more you get. Like, that's absolutely disgusting, and I shouldn't do that. But like kindergarten, first grade, second grade, they don't get that stuff. We used to do horribly gross things to each other. I mean, granted, boys tend to do it a little bit longer than the girls do.
Oh yeah.
You know, but
Oh, God.
men are mostly pigs to begin with anyway. So I mean, we can't.
Yeah. Sorry, guys don't grow out of that either.
No, we really don't.
Fucking
It's
gross.
fine.
Yeah.
Constantly disgusting.
We just have to learn to control what we're doing around who we're doing it around. That's why I love my wife, because she's like, no, that's really not a good idea. You should not do that. And I take her, because I run a lot of stuff by her, and you know, she's smart enough to be like, no, you're a fucking idiot. Don't do it. That will put you in jail. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah. That's why, you know, spouses or like boyfriends, girlfriends are important, because they're that,
Right.
you know, that last line of defense before you do something really stupid.
Oh yeah, and I'm a complete moron. So I mean, I do really dumb stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Good times.
The guy who doesn't like to listen to himself, who started a podcast. Fucking love it.
Like, I hate it, but you deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody else.
I gotta listen to this shit all the time.
Y'all
Yeah.
can all listen to how I
Somebody's
sound
gotta
at a
listen to it.
microphone.
Your
What?
voice is fine, by the way.
I hear that from a lot of people. They it's good, and
Yeah, so
You don't
just
sound albino.
no, you sound black.
Yes, that's the best compliment I've got. Today has been an absolutely wonderful day. There's been a pastrami sandwich. I got to talk to a guy about Jaws. I sound black, which is a super huge compliment for me, because that tends to be where albinos end up culturally. Because pretty much everybody else in the world is like, you people are fucking weird looking. It's just unnatural. And the American people of color are like, well, you know, you come over here and hang out. We're like, cool. There's even you know, famous albino rappers. Brother Ali, you know,
And there's Yellow Man.
Yellow Man. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's like the only culture that we can permeate is the black culture in America. I mean, even look at blues guitar. Edgar and Johnny Winters are like albino white twins. Their parents were both white, so they're super rare, super extra rare. And they're like, oh, we're gonna do blues music, and I'm like, I like blues music. What the fuck? It's weird how similar we all are. And then, you know, yeah, man. Like, and yeah. It's good times. Good times.
That was great.
Thanks.
That was.
Great.
But
had
I'm
no
grateful.
idea what the life of an albino was, and now I got some insight.
I mean, it's interesting. You know, there's countries we can't go to because they think we're magical, like unicorns, and slaughter us.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's good time, you know.
But
I mean,
slowly, they just chop off limbs while you're still alive.
I mean, I'm not really
You can
up.
run away.
I'm kind of into some BDSM, and I smoke too much to run, but that seems like a little bit too far to go for me.
It depends on the part they cut off, I guess.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're fond of the nether regions that create. They say it creates Marvin Gaye songs of sexual healing, but I think they're lying. I mean, at least my wife agrees with that statement anyway. But I mean, supposedly Cambodians love us. You know, I've been discussing this with another comedian, guy named James Camacho, who's going to be coming on the show pretty soon. I think he's a New York, New Jersey comic as well.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I just recently met him through a friend of mine here in Ohio, and it's been awesome because we do this writers group with a small group of us, and he jumped in one night and he was telling jokes about like Cambodia and albinos and shit, and I'm sitting here listening to this going like, yes, I love you, you're the only other person I've ever seen do albino bits. And he's like, yeah, man, it's like, I don't know, I think it's cool. And I'm like, you're a fucking wonderful human being, thanks. And I can't find any proof of the shit he's talking about. So it's like, it's super frustrating, but the material that's being added is great. And, you know, of course, we're working together to make sure that we're not like copying each other, because that would be just disrespectful. You can't do that.
At this point.
But also, like, that's your material.
Well, I mean, it's the parallel mind stuff, you know. If it
Yeah.
You don't like the run over.
If two minds think about albinos, I mean, you
and
can't.
yeah, you can't be mad at that other person. And plus, like, he's taught me things that I had no freaking clue about, dude. I love this guy. I can't wait for him to be on the show. So I mean, it's good, you know. It's good and that's come out of this whole Zoom comedy stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
as much as these online Zoom things like suck for actual material, I mean, the networking is the only thing I've actually heard every single person agree on that it's been good for.
Right.
You know?
Totally, yeah.
Yeah.
You're connected to people from all over the country or all over the world, you know. Yeah,
And
it's been really cool.
and once we get past this whole pandemic bullshit and we eventually get back to normal life, I mean, like, I don't know about you, but I was talking to these cats in Thailand the other day, and they're like, "Yeah, man, come out and do some shows. We'll give you a place to stay and shit as soon as you guys can travel. I don't give a fuck. Come on, let's go." I'm like, "Fuck yeah, I'll go to Thailand."
Yeah,
Tell
why
some
not?
Who wouldn't
jokes
go to
like,
Thailand?
dude, I want to go to Thailand so bad, so
We're
bad.
fucking going, dude. Get your passport together. Let's go.
Oh, I'll go
Yeah.
eventually. My uncle goes all the time, but he's rich and did a
You
lot of
just
like
need your passport, dude.
government work. Yeah, man.
That's all you need.
Yeah, but we can't travel to Thailand right now. That would not be.
By the time you get your fucking passport, we'll be able to go.
I don't
Yeah,
even
there
know.
might be a vaccine.
I don't know. I'm arguing with the IRS right now, so I don't even know
Yeah,
if I
yeah,
can get a
yeah,
passport.
yeah.
Fuck
That's a
that.
different department.
And they don't talk to each other. So
Social Security passport office doesn't give a fuck about the IRS.
yeah, I don't know, but I think if I get a passport, especially like right now, my wife might freak out. She'll be like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
You need it for work.
I need.
Need
Yeah,
it for work.
if I tell her that, she'll really freak. She'll be like, "No, no, 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 no.
Dean
You're not.
said I need it
No."
for work.
You're like, but I need to tell albino jokes to ladyboys.
Listen, taking the podcast on the road.
I want to go travel
Starting in
through
Thailand.
Asia and freak them
It's gonna be
out.
a whole experience. We're gonna start a YouTube
Exactly.
channel and we're gonna monetize. It's gonna
There
be
you
fucking great.
I do. I also met a comic in Hong Kong, but not through the Zoom shows. So I'm trying to work. I mean, I'm not like a
Need
super
passport
great
to go to
comic,
Hong Kong too.
but like they don't give a fuck over there. Like they're just like, yeah, come on. There's such awesome people, and their comedy scene is great. Like the sideways jabs that, especially like in Hong Kong, that they throw at the Chinese government. Man, it's
right.
fucking
Yeah, man.
killer, dude.
I think we should go to the places that you're scared of and see what happens.
No. Look, man, and we're in the Tanzanian government, and there's still like witch doctors who mercilessly slaughter the albinos, man.
Exactly. 3 GoPros will go.
No, dude,
I'm gonna have a drone, target the albino, follow this guy through the fucking woods.
Dude, I've seen The Lion in the Darkness. I'm good. I'm good. I'm
ready for this. Let's do it.
Not to mention the fucking lions and shit. You're fucking sick.
I'm pumped up, man. It's like the albino Tiger King.
Yeah, but I haven't done meth for like 18 years, and I'm sure as hell not trying to get boys to hang out with me for
we'll get
meth.
a sponsorship from Onnit or something. We'll get some Alpha Brain up your ass. It'd be great.
That sounds like a good idea.
I do need to start doing the Alpha Brain
She
thing.
knows production. This shit's fucking right itself, dude.
Yeah.
You can get a fleshlight.
Look, I have learned from Burt Kreischer that even though it's really fun to be laughed at for hurting yourself, eventually it gets taken way too far. So I
by
avoid
the time you get to that too far, they already have like all this money. They can retire. They can afford insurance.
No, I'm good.
Places we want to be together.
It's not about the money. It's not about the money.
The only thing stopping us is not having your passport.
Look, when you go on stage, I'll get a fucking passport.
Okay.
How about that?
Deal.
So what's the deal with not going on stage?
So like
because the COVID went.
He was like, yeah. So
I went on once, one open mic. I'm friends with most of the people that were there now.
Okay.
Thanks to all this, but like, yeah, it was horrible. and I loved it. And
Mhm.
I just was like, all right, now I've definitely got to write shit down because wasn't prepared at all. But I knew I was gonna suck dick, so I was like, all right, fuck it, I'll just go do it. And I did it, and that's where I got to. And I was writing a bunch of shit down, and then everything shut down. And now everything's slowly opening back up. But I'm not
Yeah.
trying to like, I feel like right now it's also a shit ton of people who've been trying to get back out there, and I'm not confident enough in what I'm about to say, I guess.
Yeah, it's a
No, and I
fucking
don't want to
flood.
waste fucking people's. I don't know. This whole thing. Fuck it. I'm
Yeah.
going.
It
I
sounds like
got
you're
four
just stopping
kids
yourself.
trying to get out of the house.
That's
Stopping
that's
myself.
that's my
Stopping
thing,
myself.
man. It's the excuses are like assholes. Everybody's got one, and they all stink.
Why not?
But
Just
he
gonna
is
go
a
out there and
kid.
suck it.
But one of those. I mean, I
But I'm
understand
ready.
not wanting to be a part of the flood because Jesus, it's like
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
everything here is getting
That's true.
snatched up so fast. I mean, the paid gigs are like pew 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 pew. Like
and I mean, I know I'm making excuses, but I'm also like, I have been traveling quite a bit. I keep leaving and coming back.
he's doing what you're not supposed to do.
I'm
Oh yeah.
fucking
I did
flying
the
all
same
over
thing. Where'd you go
I've been to the Virgin Islands twice.
during all this?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, the flights were cheap, I bet.
They were nothing. The airport was empty. I was like, shut the fuck up. We're just going right there for $40. This is stupid.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we penciled a bunch of flights together. It was fun.
That's cool.
Um, but last time we went, it was kind of crowded, and Fort Lauderdale was nuts. And
Oh yeah.
people were like, this one kid didn't have his mask up all the way, and the stewardess yelled at him, and then the girl in front of him started recording him on the plane, and then followed him through the fucking airport, and it was great because it was just so much drama. I don't know if
Well, that's the thing.
about
People are so
airports.
tense now. It's like
Yeah.
there's always some drama that's gonna like come up.
Dude, listen, this girl had a sports bra on, and she was leaning over this chair so hard to get a fucking video of this guy that part of her titty fell out, and she didn't even know it. And she's walking around the airport with half her titty out, and my wife and I were just like, "Oh my god, this girl doesn't slow down." And then the next day, after we got home, there was a fight at that same airport, right at the gate we were at, with people were beating up the stewardesses at Spirit Airlines. It was fucking insane. You should look it up in the video.
Oh, Spirit. Okay.
Yeah.
That
It was
explains it
great.
all.
Fucking great.
I mean, everybody's losing their fucking minds. Like I
They
have.
really are.
Well, every time I come back to Ohio too, like the first time I was gone, the George Floyd thing went down. So I come back and it was like quarantine before I left, come back, everything's boarded up. And then I leave again and come back and like they're like everything was opening up and now we're not, and like everybody's gonna wear masks now and I'm like I don't know what the rules are.
Hmm.
And that takes
I know the rules are changing so quickly, and the people setting the rules don't even know them.
Well,
And
and like the other half is that I work from home anyway, so like not much
Yeah.
changed for me personally when all this shit locked down, right? Other than restaurants closing. So, like as far as getting out to comedy shows and stuff, it hasn't been like a top priority because I'm not a fucking comedian yet. Just gotta
True.
get up there until I get a paid gig. I'm not gonna consider myself up there with you guys.
It's gonna be a long time then.
It's gonna be fucking great time. It's gonna
I
be
mean, not
journey.
really, not right now, man. The
Yeah.
fucking paid gigs, the paid gigs are fucking flying off the handles right now. Like they're basically going, "Hey, will you come out and do this show?" Because it's just
I'm gonna get a-
fucking, it's crazy because the promoters out here are trying to fit in as much as they can before we shut down. I got booked to do this show. I don't know if I was going to get paid for it or not. I didn't give a fuck. Just because of the booker, I just wanted to do one of her shows. I was booked to get paid to do one before the fucking pandemic started. But she like posted, "Hey, I got this show, 8 spots, open tomorrow night." And I was like, "Damn, done." And then the next morning, she was like, "Nope, they canceled it." I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
So
Like,
I mean, that's how fast the rotation of it's going here. So I mean, literally, you could have no material and get paid to go stand on stage and be a complete dork.
Well,
It's awesome, and I've
honestly,
seen it.
like-
I've seen it happen. There are a couple
had-
people who should not have probably been paid to do the spot that they did, but
yeah.
that's fine.
It
It's
always happens.
Yeah.
it's fine.
Everybody's gonna be rusty.
But I mean, the fun part for me is there's just so much material. I'm such a dark, cynical comic. I got this thing, this new joke that I tried out on Zoom, and it sure as hell didn't hit. So I can't wait to do it in front of a real audience. But it's like how to get all the dumb like white peckerwood people
Mm-hmm.
to understand why a mask is important, you know.
Right.
And it's the comparison between like the fact that a mask sucks, but so did the Nazis. But there were a couple good things that came out of that bullshit, like Volkswagen and us going to the moon and Fanta. And it's a really harsh fucking joke. Really harsh fucking joke. But it's like
A lot of advances in medicine too.
yeah, I mean, there's like this, so it's like, look, wear the fucking mask. I mean, if we could stomach, the Holocaust to further the human race, you can stomach a fucking piece of cloth, you dumb son of a bitch. And being from somebody from the South, I know a lot of those people who are like, I ain't wearing no fucking mask, you ain't infringing upon my freedoms and shit. And I'm like, motherfucker. The NSA is listening to every single one of your fucking phone calls. What are you talking about, freedom? You don't fucking have that shit. Dumbass with your Alexa in the corner telling it to play your fucking David Allen Cole and shit. Like, Jesus. Fuck. But yeah, it didn't hit on Zoom, and I guess I kind of get why. That's not really easy to do, pull a fucking super racist joke, really. But that's fine, because racists are fucking stupid, and it's fun to make fun of them. I enjoy it a lot. But it's
you have those things about your life.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like fucking with those people. I did a show where I did this wonderful joke about Peckerwoods in like the middle of bumfuck nowhere, Ohio, and they still laughed at it. I don't think they understood what I meant, but that's fine. It's all good.
Laughter. That's nice.
Yeah, it was fun. So do you think, how long do you think it's going to be before you actually go out and do something? Are you thinking about doing one of these backyard shows they got going on? Or?
I mean, yeah. I have been thinking about doing something like that, like some outdoor thing, or putting on my own in a space that I can find. Just something, because the Zooms aren't cutting it for me. I mean, they're good for like remembering your material and staying sharp with it, but it's like all it takes is a poor Wi-Fi connection to like fuck your set up.
Yeah.
Right.
You
know?
can't
I
hear
feel like do you feel like you get a good amount of feedback on stuff, or if everybody's
well,
muted
like,
in the room, or what? Like,
not in a show, really. It's just hard. It's harder to connect with people, and that's what I love about doing stand-up.
Yeah.
Making fun of the audience, and like, you can't do that. I mean, you could, but it's just, it's kind of bogus. I don't know. It just comes off as like really just, I don't know. It's really corny.
And I mean, it's just not, I mean, it is. Because you can't, like, there's only a couple of the hosts of these things of the ones that I've been on anyway, that are even really any good. And actually pay attention to your set. You know what I mean? Like, most of them are fucking bouncing around all over the place.
Right. I feel it could be easy to fade out, tune out on what people are saying.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can definitely tell. There's like half the people that were there aren't even paying attention. I mean, it's like a real open mic in that regard. Where like everybody's paying attention to their own shit. It's all really comics and that kind of thing.
Do you think the quality of all the groups of comedy have gone down, or what?
The quality?
Yeah, like is it across the board? I mean, is there a bunch of shitty comics out there, do you think, or like, I don't know?
No, I don't think. I mean, I never noticed like that in particular. It just seems like everyone, doesn't matter what level you are, is doing these Zoom shows. Yeah.
And some of the, the higher up people are doing. I don't know if have you heard of the secret room shows? That was going, yeah. So like Brad Williams did one, Taylor Tomlinson did one, there were a couple other people.
Oh yeah.
But they were kind of like in one of those virtual reality setups,
Okay.
So they were like in the little pod thing with the goggles on, but they could
Sounds terrible.
what they saw was like a huge wall of people that was live
Really?
feeding to them. Yeah. And what those people saw was, you know, Taylor, for example, standing there doing stand-up comedy, but without the VR headset. You know what I'm saying? Like they couldn't see the VR portion of it. They cut it
I
out.
see.
So to the audience that's watching, like it's like watching a live show, and to the comedian,
Right.
you're getting the live feedback. But they have the, you know, thousands and thousands of dollars to be able to put that shit together and have all the green screens. And you know, you're a film guy, man, so I mean you can imagine how much production goes into that shit.
It seems like a lot of fucking hoops to jump through.
Yeah,
Sure.
but every big comedian I've heard said that's the closest that they could come to doing an actual show without it being an actual show. And some of those guys have even done Zoom stuff. I mean, it's not that the online show doesn't necessarily work. It's just kind of hard. Like I like what Jeff Ross is doing with these roasts on Instagram.
Oh, right.
He'll just roast his fans on Instagram Live, like let you join in and he'll just make fun of you. Like that's.
I want to see a drive-in show. Bert Kreischer's doing some.
I'm really considering
yeah.
going to his drive-in deal. Like I like a drive-in movie theater, man. Something
I was
about that.
getting tickets in the middle of the night last night, but then I realized it was 4 a.m. Not probably time to order fucking tickets. I should go to bed.
Oh, you should have pulled the trigger. His shows are fun.
I couldn't find my credit card. It was a whole fucking deal.
Yeah.
Couldn't
See, back
the
with these
phone, really.
excuses that this man likes.
It's not excuses. It's just
Like I was
great.
gonna have fun, but then credit cards.
Then it was like gonna cost money.
Yeah.
Fuck this.
It's like he heard that Afro Man song and was like, you know what? That's how I want to live my fucking life.
Hey,
I'm gonna do all this shit, but there's this weed over here. He doesn't even need the weed part of it. He's just like, but there's a chair that I can
smoke weed until late at night. Until after it gets dark. Get all my work done first.
Well, Miss
Things
Lo,
get dark. Things get creepy.
yeah. Well, that's
Start
when the
lighting
fun.
fires.
That's when the fun happens. That's when I can go outside and not worry about roasting. So I like nighttime. Nighttime's good for me. Roasting.
True.
Oh, well, Elizabeth, it's been a wonderful time. We certainly do appreciate you coming on the show, and of course, you will always be welcome back because you're not a douche nozzle. We don't like those people. Except every now and then, it's fun to have them on to laugh. But fortunately, we've never had one, and hopefully, we don't. Where can people find you? Where can people find your stuff? You got any stand up online or anything? Or
Yeah. Well, I've got my website. Just go to elofromtheblock.com. It's ELO from the block.com. I'm launching a podcast at some point, so you'll see details there.
Awesome,
Nice.
awesome.
So,
You
yeah.
got another one. Come join the race, man. There's like millions of us.
Yeah, man. I'm so
It's-
late to the game, but whatever.
it's
I'm
cool.
in it now.
Don't worry about it.
It's
Nobody's
all
gonna
good.
notice.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
people don't really care. Like, it's awesome. Just everybody wants to listen to other people, especially now. It's like the connection of people. I started this probably a couple of months before the pandemic started. Then once the pandemic started, I was like, thank God I have this.
Right.
And by the end of by now it's exploded. So I mean, although this is new, you know, we're doing great.
It's
Everything's fine.
Yeah,
it's
it's
fun.
awesome.
And you know, people love it. People love it.
I
French
built a
people.
whole studio, and then the fucking world locked down. It was great. Nobody could come over.
We'll get
We
there.
could do it through Zoom. Fuck.
Well, Elizabeth,
it was nice to meet you.
yeah, man, you have a wonderful day. And
Thanks, you too. Thank you so much for having me.
thanks, no problem.